Hello again, part two of the whistle stop tour through the York card. So yeah, I'm going to cut out the faff and let's get to it because that video, the first one, was probably long enough. That's my usual style. Sorry about that, but there we go. Um, the Sky Bet Dash. Now, over on the blog, I have some stats and trends for this, which I have as yet, as I'm recording, I haven't been through. I will do so. It looks like the market is a good place to focus. So let's just look at the odds and let me sort those. And as you can see, the last 13 winners have all been top five in the market and they've all been 12 to 1 or shorter. So there are some of these are going to be backed, but at the moment, top five in the market, 1, 2, 3, 4, same price, 5. We're kind of down to moving time. So George Bowen, Ultimate Avenue, Snapshots, Outdo, Normandy Barrier, name it what you like, moving time. They may be the place to focus on the historical stats, but I as yet have not been through those and will do, and they will create a short list and will be where I focus on. So maybe I won't spend too much time on this race other than to just flick through and see if anything just jumps out at me. So if I go on the Instant Expert, oh no, sorry, let me go through the method I touched on before. I want to look at trainer form, so Roger Fell's in form. His are going well, we can see there, we can see his record at the course, only had 10 runners, but there we go, we can see his record in handicaps, race type, all different things like that. Tony Coyle is in form, doesn't do that well at York, 2 from 92, that would be a slight issue for me personally. Mr. Batstiman, I say Mr. Used to be a Mr. It's now his daughter, isn't it? Rebecca. Was it Robin? Anyway, he is a she. What have we got there? So Jay Walker, I mean, they're in form. Again, 0 from 25, 2 places. These stats here are for the last 2 years. And this is a good example. The horse has been off the track 84 days. The last 2 years, they are 2 from 50 with horses returning off the track 60 days or longer. That kind of information is invaluable at the click of a button. So, nothing too much there. Let's have a look on Instant Expert and see if anything jumps out. So we're good to soft. I'm going to change it good to soft because that is likely to be the going, I think, if the amount of rain falls that they are expecting. And immediately the horse which jumps out, because there's lots of green, would be Al Quahar. I haven't said that right, I won't attempt it again. £3 above his last winning handicap mark, but he looks interesting. We know he handles the ground, as does Muntadab. Anyone else? Snapshots is a ground winner. 0 from 9 in class 2, mild concern. Tarantum Star, good form. 0 from 4 at York, but might have placed. So that's the win. Win tab. Let's have a look at placed. I mean, you can see how competitive it is. When you click a place tab, there is a lot of green and a lot of amber. It shows that a lot of horses have run well in the prevailing race conditions, going class, course and distance. So as you'd expect, it is a Sky Bet Dash. It is a rather competitive race. Pace. This is interesting. So we can look at pace. We can see where the pace is, whether or not it's on one track, one side of the track or another. There's lots of theories and things going around about, well, I say that, James Willoughby, I believe, on RUK has some strong thoughts about there being no correlation between the speed of one set of horses and how quickly another horse goes, which is clearly probably right. I wouldn't question much, if anything, of what that very clever man says. But pace is important to see if there is going to be one side of the track ahead of the other, and if there is, well, for me anyway, if there's a concentration of pace. And to see if hold-up horses in particular may get a pace to run at. Now here it seems the pace, the main pace, if I'm here I can click the average, so I want those with the most fours. A 4 indicates they led last time out or with the leader. or mainly led. A 3 is kind of a pace pusher. So 4s and well, 4s are kind of out and out front runners really. 3s are pace pushers. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 horses here who really do like to get on with it. So it would suggest that this race will be run at quite a pace. Whether anything can withstand it, or indeed it's going to be best to just sit behind that pace and let them all cut each other's throats, that could be possible. Tarandam Staff Orion is drawn low, I suppose. So, you know, there is pace. Flying Pursuit can get on with it. So there is pace both low and high. So there might not actually be too much of a disadvantage, although most of it is low. So the question is whether they go quicker for longer and get further ahead than the near side. You may mistime it or whatever. And something that is sat behind one of these can pounce, or indeed one of these holds on, bags a rail or something. But hold-up horses might not do too badly here. Moving Time would be an interesting one. Rashik ran no sort of race at Pontefract the last day because I backed him. He might still be running. So yeah, that's of interest. A lot of pace. I wouldn't begin to attempt a form analysis of this race without my trusty stats. So I will see what they say, and I will be based on that shortlist. The speed ratings in such races like this can be of interest. More over 5 furlongs. I'll touch on that if we have a 5 furlong race. But it is competitive fare, nothing to go mad on, probably small stakes advised, but you are going to get a price. And the 2 O'Meara horses, for one reason or another, were looking interesting there. When he was last at York May, first run of the season, he won off 94 in a race which has produced more winners. That was over course and distance. He will have some pace his side to take him in. I should just have a look at the draw and see that looks pretty even. So on kind of this course and distance, you can see there that's, you know, high has done best, but you wouldn't be put off by backing a low drawn or medium drawn horse. You can see here from the number of such run races in those race conditions over this course and distance, there's a good even spread of wins there. It would suggest the track rides pretty fair when it's a bit damp. Of course, it could be for whatever reason that one side rides a hell of a lot quicker than the other. So it will be interesting to see race 1, possibly to note Friday afternoon where some of the winners are coming from, especially if there's a big field race, which there is as I speak from memory in the 6:30. Is that correct? It may be interesting to note the pace and the front 3 or 4 or 5 and where they're drawn and whether or not there is any particular bias. That might be something to keep an eye on, but we are due more rain this evening, so that complicates things. But I will have a look at the stats and see if anything jumps out. Well, that's just a minefield of a race, and not races you should be, well, without stats I like attacking. There are some fine judges of such races, so I'll leave that there. York Stakes Group 2. Ugh, not the kind. I'm a handicap man, a punter I should say, predominantly. There's a reason for that. I find them more enjoyable, more of a puzzle. Yeah, generally bigger fields, generally better odds, and to be frank, I'm probably just not that very good at judging what I would call class or sheer latent ability. I like to be guided by ratings if I am going to go to the races and have a punt at these, and I like to be guided by the speed ratings. Let's have a look at Instant Expert. Is it going to help me? Algometer at 9-2 is a good soft ground winner. Let's have a look on soft. But he hasn't won over the distance. Has he placed? Yes, he's placed. No course form. Hathal hasn't raced at the distance, so he could be unexposed over this trip. I'll have a look to see if he's moving up. Success Days picks the boxes. Victory Bonds tried a couple of times. Has placed at the track, so this looks a bit of a minefield, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Let's have a look at pace. Oh, that's what. Oh, yes, like a good front runner, as you know. Mr. Condon, he's Irish, is he? I believe it's an Irish Raider. Soon led, strongly pressed, kept on well, led. So it looks like this one's going to try and lead. His speed rating isn't all to shout home about. Elbereth has led, but it looks like the rest are going to be held up, really. So Algometer is going to need plenty of luck if he is held up as usual. So Success Days is going to be able to get an easy lead. let's have a look. Oh, and he is top rated. Well, he's rated 114, so he's, yeah, on what he's done to date. What's he got going on? What's he, 10 furlongs? He's racing at the Curragh, some good races. Group 1 there. That was a small enough field. Made all ridden. Curragh led. Let's have a look. Soon led, strongly pressed, kept on well. Is that from a O'Brien hot pot, isn't it? Let's have a look. Come on, computer. Yeah, Johannes Vermeer. Yeah, it was quite a gap back to third there, 2 lengths. And he, for Bolger, has since come out and won at Leopardstown as well, another race. So that's not a race I'm going to have a strong opinion on, to be honest. But as I'm at the track, I might back Success Days to make all. The trainer isn't exactly in form, but at least the horse is. And he's a small enough yard, I suspect. So maybe not one to get too hung up on. Of course, you could just, if in doubt, back Haggis. Group 3, we're in a Group 2, so he needs to step up. I'm just seeing who's got Helbreth doesn't. Yeah, there's no penalties or anything, is there? No. So interesting. Victory Bond got a poor ride in that race at York. They went no pace whatsoever at the front, and he was held up right at the back, which is how he's ridden, in fairness. He is unexposed. Interesting. And mainly because I backed him in that John Smith Cup. Maybe I will want to do one of those muggy bets where you're chasing and hope to get back past losers, which I'd like to think we all do from time to time, because that's just what we like, and sometimes ill discipline creeps in. But I did back him the last day. He does need a better ride here, and they might not go much for pace again, but hopefully Macon might be switched on to that. He won his maiden with Cut. He's run well at York before, over 8. They clearly think he's going to get, well, he won his maiden over 10, so he looks like he stays. So this may play out better for him, but clearly he needs to take a big step up because he's a maiden and that was a handicap. So we'll see. Success Days is interesting. I'm not too inspired by his speed rating, but maybe that's because he has made all and dictated slow and steady pace. I don't really know. Or if that's indeed how the speed ratings are calculated, I'm not sure it is. But anyway, we won't overthink that. He is at least in form, he's at least running well, and he will give it a good go from the front, whether or not something is better and chases him down. But he could get a clever ride here, and he could steal it. So if I'm going to bet on something, it'll probably be him. Oh, joy, a novice, median, auction, maiden stakes. Just what we like. Ooh, what should we go with? Well, speed rating. Daxton, 72, so on those figures he did best. Clearly there are a load of unexposed horses here. That was on Good to Firm. He's going to have completely different ground here. Oh my word, look at those. Now Tim Easterby didn't have great stats for first time out 2-year-olds, and that one was a rare first time out winner at massive odds, wasn't he, at Haydock? Yeah, 50 to 1, and that was on the bookies. He is 1 from 101 horses having their second ever career start, and that's just in the last 2 years, I believe. So that wouldn't fill you with confidence, and because he won last time out, he's probably going to be quite short. So maybe we're looking for a horse that might improve. Ryan's second starters does all right. They seem to get a bit better. Learn from their experience. Again, that was a Good to Firm. I may use my dodgy paddock eye here, which is dodgy, and just see if anything leaps out of the paddock. This is not a race I am going to go to mad in. Does Mr. Edery have a second start? Now, he doesn't have many 2-year-olds runners in general, I wouldn't imagine, quite a small yard. But his second time out, 17, 3 of 1, 4 of place, that will include the 3 winners. That's decent in terms of market expectations and impact value. He's only sent 7 runners here, 1 is placed. There are 8 runners currently. Are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there are 8. Sorry, yeah. And there's no non-runners as yet. There probably will be. That's going to take that down to 2 places, isn't it? But he might be an interesting each way because given the yard, he might be big odds. Macon is an interesting, decent jockey. Fahy, first time out, 2-year-olds. This is where I will check. There's various reports here. I will just have a look to see if Fahy has a good record with his first time out 2-year-olds. And I'm looking at course, and I'm looking tomorrow, and I want to see Fahy at York. He has sent 51 first time out 2-year-olds here, 5 of a 1. It performs better than just chance and just luck. Performs below market expectations. They're not the kind of stats you would jump out at. You might want to note Charlie Appleby at Newmarket. That horse probably won't be much of a price, but he has a good record at the Newmarket tracks with first time out 2-year-olds, as we know. So what am I doing? So yeah, that race is, we'll have a look. We'll see if there's some big horses, and kind of make a note. Maybe our good 2-year-old resident expert Hugh Fowler might have some notes on this race with any luck, who knows. But yeah, that's not a race I'll go mad in. I'll be interested in Hey Jonesy and probably Fiery Breath, but that is a change job. Not betting big on that at all. Next we have a handicap, 2 miles, good to soft class 3. There are no trainers kind of in bouncing form. Speed rating wise, who's of interest? Well, there's a few there. Let's have a look. Does Instant Expert help? I'm going to put it to soft. Good to soft to soft. Aramis looks interesting, but 0 from 6 over 2 miles. This is when I want to see if they've actually stayed further, which can happen. No. So 2 miles to 2 miles 2. So it actually looks like on the flat anyway. Aramis just may not stay. He's placed once. On the place stats, what have we got? Well, Yukon Glen's unexposed over 2 miles because I don't think he's run over it before. Nope. So he's probably stepping up in trip. We'll have a look at that, so that he might improve for running at this distance, as may Code Share. Angel Gabriel's kind of been there and done it. He hasn't won at York yet from 5 goes, but he has placed, and he's well handicapped, £12 below his last winning mark. So yeah, nothing. That looks a tricky race, doesn't it? Nothing's leaping out. Let's have a look at pace. Well, Vercingetorix probably will lead again, won't he? And he's going to get an easy time. And he's got a decent jockey on who's quite good from the front, from memory. That's interesting. He's going for the hat trick, isn't he? So he is the odds are no odds for him yet, but I doubt he's going to be much of a price. He is stepping up in 2 classes, though. That is a big difference. You are asking him to do something quite a bit different there. And his rating's clearly gone up £3. And Jamie Gormley is what, a £7 claimer? Nathan Evans claims nothing, so in effect he has gone up 3. In effect he's kind of gone up £10 from that. So yes, that's a question. I hope he might make the market because he might be quite short. We'll see. Who is going to nab him is a different question. There is nothing leaping out at me necessarily. Yukon Glen, completely untried over the trip, is only 4. Let's have a look at his breeding. Is he bred to any kind of out and out sloggers? He's a brother to a 1 mile 5 furlong winner, Sir Chauvelin. That's interesting. Goldie, does he have many runners at York? Not really, but the odd win. Distance move. So yeah, this is when a trainer moves a horse up or down in distance by about 20% or more, I believe. And this one is clear from their last run, and this one is clearly moving up in trip. And Goldie doesn't have the best record when doing that. Only 3 of 1 from 43, but a quarter have placed or won. So not the end of the world. Yeah, this is a tricky race because it's one of those when nothing really jumps out. I'm thinking as I'm going along. As I said, I haven't looked at these races before. If it is properly soft, well, Aramist and Boulas Bell are the only proper proven soft ground winners and placed horses. So, I mean, if you're a believer in going, so keep an eye on it. But Aramist and Boulas Bell, probably the interesting ones there, simply because they're proven on the going. And actually, well, Vercingetorix, you may be sure, looks like he's won on heavy as well. So going wise, maybe those 3 are the place to focus. I'll just click on Aramis before moving on to the final 2 races and rattling through the rest of this. We are over 16 furlongs, aren't we? So Haydock driven and stayed on well towards finish. That was over 16 furlongs in a class 4 off 80, and he's off 75 here. It's a class 3 though. He has won a class 3 at Hamilton. Doncaster's gone close, well, second in the class 2, that's beaten 12 lengths. So he is interesting for Mr. Haynes, who is not prolific. Oh no, is he a great trainer at all? That's a concern, because of course the horse's previous form was for a different trainer. So in his career, in the last 5 years, this trainer is 1 from 31. All runners, it would appear. 0 from 18 on turf. So questions there about the trainer's ability to train. 0 from 6, 0 places with horses after a 60-day break or more. So maybe that isn't so much fun. Mr. Chua, he does okay. Hasn't only sent 4 horse here. This horse is returning after an almighty long break. That would be a major concern unless he's a different price, decent price, and he has a record of returning after a break. Well, he's run 3 times in the last 5 years, or maybe his whole form profile in total, after breaks of 60 days or more, and has yet to place 2 of those in handicaps. So there's questions there. Maybe the market will guide. Again, no strong views on that one. Use that as you feel. That is a tricky race. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to ponder that. Maybe it is as simple as Vercingetorix is in form. He stays. He's going to get an easy lead. He looks progressive. He has won on heavy, so won't mind if the rain comes. Maybe it is as simple as that, and we'll see what odds he is. So that's the 425. Let's rattle through these. What have we got here? Fillies handicap for 3-year-old and older. Again, I'm drawn straight away to trainers in form. So Tom Tate, okay, he's not doing too bad. Roger Charlton, 2 from 8, 6 places the last few days. Roger Fell, 5, well, he's in form. Johnston, so there's a few in here. This looks tricky, doesn't it? Quite a few 3-year-olds who are going to be, fairly likely racing unexposed. We're going to need some help. Good to Soft, who's got the form. Celestation, he's got a stamina question. Empress Ali looks like she might have a class question. Good to Soft. Blimey. Yeah, nothing's leaping out at me there. Going, well, you're seeing what I'm seeing here, so a bit tricky. Pace. Well, we've got a Mark Johnson horse, so he'll probably try and make all if he can get it. Although there are a few pace pushers in here also. The Fell horse can go forward. So yeah, this is tricky, and there's not too much to differentiate on the odds speed figures either. Company Asset ran clearly in form, progressive, that's what I was going to say. There's a few last time out winners in this. I mean, if you weren't going to the racetrack, I don't think you'd necessarily be jumping up and down to play in this race. This one on a maiden at the 4th time of asking, I'm not sure I ever really like that. Especially for kind of well-bred big yards. Not sure if there's any logic to, well, there'll be some logic, but you know what I mean. Roger Charlton's in form, had a break. That is tricky, isn't it? Very tricky. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with this race. Yeah, that's another race I don't really have a strong opinion on, so this is going well. Let's whiz on to the 535. Oh, these ones give you headaches, don't they? Nursery handicap. Lovely. Something is going to step forward, build on form, might have shown nothing, suddenly going to burst into life. It may be best focusing on the trainers in form. There's 3 of them here. Got another Haggis horse, lightly raced, been running well in maidens. We can click down to see the trainer's record with handicap first run. So this is the last 2 years. So Haggis, first time starter on a handicap, solid stats. They're generally over bet, as you can see there by the loss. And they do perform slightly below market expectations, but a lot better than just chance. So those stats are okay. Who else is making handicap debut? Fahy, Again, his not the best, 19 from 198 handicap debutants the last 2 years. I suspect he has certain tracks he targets. O'Meara, what else? Johnston, again, 29 from there. We can see his stats with last time out winners. You know, they perform below market expectations as well, and are okay, but nothing to shout home about. Another O'Meara horse. So yeah, this is a right old pickle, isn't it? Speed ratings with 5 furlongs. So I should say Matt is testing a system on GGs. I need to look at the. I think it's all handicapped, so it might just be all turf races. But anyway, it's 5 furlongs and the top rated horse. That's what I used to find the 25-1 winner at York, at Haydock the other day, in the members club when one of the members asked me to have a quick flick through the card because he was off racing, which I was more than happy to do. And this is simply what I did. It was 5 furlongs. The horse there had the best speed figure by quite some way. So does this one. So maybe Marnie James for Mr. Jardine, who won at York last time. Kind of races prominently enough. Top speed figure. You know what the question is going to be ground. No idea. Clearly likes good to firm, is not getting good to firm tomorrow, so that's a big question. Second starting handicap, not too bad. Last time out winner stats, so Jardine, there you go. 93 horses that won last time out, 27 have won, 48 have placed, including those 27 winners. £1 on each would have won you £24. Not bad at all, so decent. So maybe, and Callum Rodriguez takes off 5, that could help. He's a decent jock. A decent young jockey, I should say. So you'd kind of be drawn on the speed ratings front to Marnie James as a ground question. We'll see if the odds make that a play. I'd be drawn to the Haggis horse just because of his form. He loves winners at York, especially at this time of year. This Angel Force looks a bit, well, it's had a go. You'd think there's something more progressive in here, personally. But who knows, might now dot up. Again, so this looks open enough. Marnie James and Validator, I think, would be the two where my eyes may be drawn to most. And Validator one is that he's maiden on soft and ran well on good to soft the last day. So, yeah, that's not what you like to read, is it? Led against rail, going better than the rest from halfway. Shaken up when pressed a furlong out, ridden and headed last 100 yards, found nil. That's the kind of race I'd want to go and watch again on video. It may be he did not like that little climb to the line, which I think they have over the 5 furlongs at Sandown. Maybe he will prefer running at York, who knows. So yeah, that's that. That's the second of the videos. That was just a quick flick through. I wanted to see if anything jumped out at me. I'm going to have a look at the dash with the stats and trends. The 3:15 Success Days is interesting from a pace angle. Victory Bond interesting because I've backed him before. And Haggis is in form, but he really does need to step up. This is a Group 2 after all, but he is lightly enough raced, and you never know. Clearly there's some other informed big yards in here. That isn't a race to go mad in. Neither is the maiden. Neither is this handicap. And this one's tricky as well. So really, this looks like a pretty tricky day. So wish me luck. I wouldn't be going mad on too many of those races, and probably not betting on any of them at all, bar the dash. If I wasn't going racing, the dash is all about the dash. And we'll throw some darts at some others and hopefully not lose too much. But that will do for this second video. Again, I hope you found that of some use. Might give an idea of how I look through racing, and hopefully you found that interesting anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you play on anything at York, best of luck. I think we'll need it. Until the next time, this is Josh saying bye for now.